Hey man, how's your movie going?
We have no friendship off the air.
We are on air friends only, strictly
Only.
on air relationship.
I didn't allow Paul to speak to me off the air, nor address me, nor undress me. Paul, you're very Spartan-y today.
Yeah, hey, I'm dedicated, man. Let's go
Nice.
state. Let's go state.
Nice. That is Magic Johnson's alma mater, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And my outfit today is brought to you by the fine people at Sick Animation. If you want to sport some fly gear like this,
Nice.
then I
Oh,
can
right
get
on.
Sick Animation. Actually, super, super comfortable. And here's a testament to it, is that sometimes I accidentally sleep in these shirts. I have 3 Sick Animation shirts.
Wow.
And sometimes I actually sleep in them because they're so comfortable. There's a testament.
I'm looking the wrong way there. I'm looking at you, Jim.
So, Paul,
Hey, man, how's your movie going?
thank you for asking. It's been a while. I should probably turn the chat on, or so I can see the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at here. Look at what we got here, sir. Allow me to be the first to ask. Hey, man. Okay, yes. And, Christopher Runsman says that Scott beat him to that line, which he technically didn't, because Christopher Runsman is the voice at the beginning of this. And then we got, look at, all the way from Canada, Philip Chandler. Hey, Phil, how's it going?
Hey, Phil.
So, Paul, it's been about a month or so since I did the last episode. It was
Been a while.
you, Chris, Runciman, Gary Hodges, and I've
Really?
got a ton of work done since then. However, right after we did that last show, I got sick. I don't know if it was COVID or not. I took a COVID test and it said no, but I was like down for like 2 weeks. I didn't get anything done. But after that,
Put you behind schedule, did it?
I caught up though, because I'm just that guy.
You're beast mode.
Yeah, you're not that guy, Mister.
No,
You're not that guy.
I can't be.
But anyways, that's an internet reference for all you kids. But you know what guy you are, Paul? You're the guy that makes really cool books like Detective Perez.
Hey.
Welcome to Rust City. Detective Perez, the Rust City Stabber. And the newest and greatest, in my opinion, Detective Perez, Atropolis. And if you order now, Paul will also throw in a Michigan Spartans t-shirt and hat. Paul, this is 600 pages worth of material here. Before we get to my movie stuff, I wanted to say,
thanks.
I made the selfish suggestion to Paul that he continue to do Detective Perez books, because it's kind of like his, boy, I was going to say Philip Chandler. What's the detective's Raymond Chandler?
Raymond Chandler's.
It's his Philip Chandler.
Yeah, Raymond Chandler's. What's the guy's name? Oh gosh, they just came out with a TV show.
Mike Hammer, Mickey Spillane.
Yeah,
Raymond Chandler.
His main dude, his main detective.
Somebody will put it in the chat. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, anyway.
Oh
my God.
Yeah, I know. I went blank. Liam Neeson plays him.
Yeah, that was
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Right. Raymond Chandler.
Philip Marlowe.
Philip Marlowe, thank you. Philip Chandler. That's what was messing us up. Is Philip Chandler's got the.
He's got a mixture of names. He's like Philip Marlowe and Mike and whatever Raymond Chandler next. So is that a stage name, Philip? Anyways. So welcome to Hey Man, how's your movie going? If somebody's watching this for the first time, this is the selfish show where I come on and I just talk about myself and my movie that I'm working on, which is called The Full Fungus. And it's a fully it's a limited animation full feature film. I have lots of my friends doing voices. Been recording music for it lately. And actually, I want to give you guys the first exclusive of the night. How would you like to see the thumbnail for the movie poster?
Let's do it.
So I drew this on the back of I don't know if it was an envelope or a bill. Right, but this is the design. This will maybe make no sense to you guys, but it's the first time anyone's ever seen it live. This deserves a full
Looks like Sergeant Slaughter.
full screen. I know it. So I'll tell you what this is.
Here, I see.
So, this, of
Is
course,
he cut himself shaving, or
the full fungus. He's got toilet paper stuck in his nose because he had a bloody nose. He's gonna have some scratches. This is actually Chino Diamond right here. Whoops, right there. That's Chino Diamond.
big face?
That's
Okay.
actually Mink Fungus. I just drew it really quick.
Yeah.
That's Koviak down there. Those are his men.
Oh, and then the piano. Okay, got it. Like piano
There's the
keys.
piano kind of flowing through.
Nice.
There's a city in the background back here.
Yeah.
There's just various characters. Brandy Fungus is right there. And there's going to be right here is going to be Carol Carlisle, and Larry Carlisle will be there here too. So who are two of the characters in the film. But
Nice.
the color scheme is going to be lots of greens, gold, and white on this. And
Nice.
it's going to be very magical. Very for some reason it reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. But
This is like, I feel like this is the most movie poster you've made.
really, maybe it is very movie posters. If you go back and look at,
That three
let's
times
see,
fast. Am I on the screen?
I think I've done some other ones that are.
Oh, you took me off. Yeah. Okay.
What's that?
Nothing. All right. You're good.
Paul, it's not like you're a guest on the show.
I
So,
was wondering if I did something wrong.
nice. And also earlier, Philip apologizes for we threw everybody off with his name, if that is your real name.
Yeah, if you really are Philip Chandler.
Okay, here's a dad joke. Philip Chandler is a very PC name, if you ask me. Don't laugh, because your name is a very PP name. So, you know that. And there's a heart. Okay. So thank you. That's the extent I've designed the movie poster. I'll probably draw it in the next month. And as you could see in the poster, the energy of creating it, I don't do a lot of versions or like, let me try it this way. I kind of get an idea up here and think about it a little bit, and then just kind
So
of.
you don't feel like you waste a lot of drawings.
No, I'm very lazy, so
It's highly efficient.
I waste all the drawings in the film itself. So where I'm at right now with the film is, I think the last time we talked, I probably had 77 minutes done, and I have an additional probably 10 minutes done. I know that when I get to the end of this, I'm going to be editing the hell out of this. I know I'm going to be cutting. There's going to be a lot of things cut, but what I did want to talk to you about, Paul, and the reason I'm having you specifically. Well, you know what would help if I put you on screen? Sorry.
That's what I was wondering about. I like. Am I on this? Because it says I'm on the show.
Let me tell you, Paul. I want to get your opinion on something. Specifically, why I'm having you on here is because we had a great conversation the other day. Maybe like a week and a half ago. I don't know.
Yeah,
Bad with time. But I was telling you how, I'm gonna have to go back and do a lot of editing, a lot of cutting various things out of this film because the film feels like it's gonna be too long. There's too much in it. I need to streamline it, and et cetera, et cetera. And you said the famous words. What were they, Paul?
Just make the damn movie. I said, shut up and dribble. No.
Yes. Shut up and dribble. No, Paul just said, just make the movie. It's as long as it needs to be,
Yeah, right. You were talking about like where would it fit with, other projects? What's long enough for film festivals? Just like thinking in terms of, I don't know, like marketing and stuff and or just different things like that instead of the story and the film,
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah, so that was where I was just like,
so I have a feeling that when I sit down to really edit the final version, I think I'm going to be pleasantly surprised. I think I'm going to have a trimmed down version that I don't feel like I will lose anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right now, it's just completely Wild West, just everything in there.
Throwing everything in.
Recipe in there. It's all in there.
Director's cut. That can be the director's cut.
Well, that's the other thing. So, where's those balloons come? Balloons always seem to show up where I'm at, like a parade.
Oh, really?
So here's a shameless plug. So everyone that's a member on my Patreon for any amount, I don't care if you give me 25 cents, but you can't. Try it.
He doesn't care if you give him $1,000 a month.
I don't care if you give me $1,000. I won't. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But if you are a member of my Patreon, you're going to see this movie first before anyone else, except for me. You're going to see it before it's ever released in a festival or possibly on television. I am not even kidding you. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. Big news. But you'll see the director's cut. I will post the director's cut on Patreon on a top secret link when the movie's out. And you said, when might that be, Jim? And I say, well, Paul, when might what be? And Paul says, the movie. When might your movie be released? And Jim says, oh, I'm glad you asked. And Paul says, well, of course I'm going to ask that. I'm sitting here. Why do you think I'm here? And I say, oh, never mind. It's okay. But I don't know. That's the answer.
That's another thing, right? Just work on it. And
Don't realistically, without forcing anything,
I
think I'll be drawing the last pictures in August. I think that's just the way things have been going. I just finished a scene that takes place, and actually, let me see if I could share this picture or this little file with you guys. I just finished a huge scene of hang on. Okay, I'm just gonna somehow let this loop, but there's a whole scene. Let me see. Is there a way to loop this? No, just keep hitting play. There's a whole scene that takes place at this bowling alley called the Gopher Hole, and it's a bowling alley that's run by the Gopher Snake, and who is this legendary bowler. And it's also like a bar and grill, and there's a whole scene that takes place there where he's doing a book signing of his own book. So it's at his own bowling alley / bar and grill, and the event is celebrating him. A place named after him, celebrating his autobiography about him, and making money off the fans. So, $50 for a book, $250 if you want it signed. So
that's a great scene there.
Yeah. So
it's like from American Graffiti.
Yeah, a little bit. This takes place in Oxnard, California. This bowling alley, which, funnily enough, when I started working on this, I ended up in Oxnard with Leanne. We had to go out there for something. And actually, Oxnard ain't bad. It's really nice. I'd never really... They have the best Target and Starbucks I've ever seen in my life is in Oxnard.
So did you use any reference for this scene right here?
No, not for the scene. No, for the bowling alley.
Do you plop the cars in there on top
No,
of
I just popped them in there. There's absolutely, trust me, no references for the cars. Those are not Those are not physically possible cars. No, the bowling alley is just a standard bowling alley. The sign, I just no.
Yeah,
This
like the parking job on these cars is pretty tight.
yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, thanks. They're pretty good. So, so anyways, this is what I liked is the lights going out here. That makes me happy. So
The
little twinkling of
the sign. Yeah.
So this is right after this scene. Our heroes arrive and the bad guys arrive right after them. And they're looking for Wilt at this bowling alley, and he's there to see the gopher snake, who's his idol.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so that's the gopher hole. Oh, it says Jazz Richardson's gopher hole. So, and inside there's all kinds of posters of the gopher snake and all his catchphrases and the cover of his autobiographies on big posters everywhere, and it's just kind of like this show.
Right.
Kind of like the show. Oh, I don't like that one. Okay. So so that scene has 88 shots in it.
88 shots.
Shots.
Just like jumping to action and
yeah, just a lot of shots.
Wow.
That's almost as many shots as we have when we go out to the bar. Whoa, that's comedy. Okay. That's horrible comedy. Thank you. That's the gopher hole. So and a lot of hijinks happens there. So this is like one of the biggest.
This is like the climax of the film.
It's the the pre-climax.
Okay.
Because there's two big rambunctious scenes in this film, and this is one of the two. There's a lot of scenes I've looked back and went, wow, this is pretty cool that I did that. Pretty complicated for me.
Yeah.
But then it just keeps adding on more and more and more. That's kind of what's taking the film takes so long, is because there's a lot of details. It's definitely going to be a rewatchable film, I think.
Cool. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I also put some music up on my Patreon Patreon. I'm working on. I got a lot of music done for this film, but I need to add to it. I need to kind of produce it a little bit. But I think I told everybody May is going to be the month for music, and I stuck to it. And I got a ton of music done, all original.
Nice.
Not AI. Although I will say this, there will be one song in it that is an AI song, but it is an AI song, meaning generated by AI, because it's sick. You can't even tell. But it's not a type of song that I could have done or a friend of mine could have done on our own.
Right.
And it only plays for a quick second.
So that makes it okay. You're not going to get canceled, right?
No, it's so fast. It passes by so fast you would never know. But that little chunk of evilness is surrounded by angels, because there's tons of original music in this film.
Yeah, don't tell anybody that it's in there, otherwise you'll get.
I want them to look for it.
Yeah,
they don't pay attention to the story. So, by the way, if anyone has any questions for me or Paul, just But
so, do you feel like this film? You said you're kind of just sort of making it Wild West, throwing everything in there.
Yeah.
How does this film compare to other films? Is that how you've done your other films too, or is it?
Yeah, this compares to because I've always, when I set out to do a film, and you know this, I have a time limit in my mind. I say this is going to be a 20-minute film.
Right.
This is going to be a 10-minute film. I like to kind of box myself in, because the rest of it's so untraditional. The way I create is so unrestricted. And so let's change this whole scene, or that I like to at least have that box to say I have to stick within this. And
but you're not doing that for this one.
Well, I did, but then I just broke the box down and dumped it on the
So
ground.
that's a little bit different. You're in a little bit different
Yeah, a
territory
little
there.
bit. Because originally I wanted this to be an 80-minute film. No, a 72-minute film.
Yeah.
That was my goal. I want to make this.
I mean,
Now,
man, it's just kind of blown up. There's like so many great characters and so many, you know,
thank
twists
you.
and turns, right?
Yeah, there definitely are a lot. There's a lot of this. You know, it's funny the way that this film's kind of unfolded is you have this running plot kind of going through, and then there's another one kind of floating in the background, surrounded by all these weird cameos, not cameos, but these one-time appearances of characters who
Yeah.
help propel the plot forward.
Uh-huh.
It could be the lady at the bowling alley. See what this film doesn't do is you don't meet the lady at the bowling alley and then she happens to come back at the end and help save the day. Because
Right.
if I did that, I'd have 85 people coming back in the film to save it. So it's more like, I look at it like, speaking of Wizard of Oz, your main character is going through this, you know, and then they meet this person or that, or, you know, they meet.
That's kind of a classic. Speaking of Philip Marlowe, I mean, it's kind of a classic. Like, you know, I went to see the guy's mom, and then she told me about, you know, this janitor, and then I went to check him out at his place of work, and I ended up following him to this bar. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a feeling that when audiences watch this, there might be some people that go, wow, I wish they would have followed through on this storyline or this or that, because there's just too many that I can't.
Yeah.
This would have been great as a series. Like, looking back now, this would have been like, I have 3 seasons worth of material. easily, and a lot of side stories.
Yeah.
Like the Gopher Snake alone could have had his own series and his own, like, and
spin-offs.
Larry Carlisle, the game show host, that guy could have his own
man, that guy's great.
Yeah, there's just so many. And then a couple of weeks ago, I posted something on Instagram for this, but I got together with Charlie Rossman to do. So the last time I got together with Charlie Rossman was about, again, I'm terrible. I say a couple months for everything. It could have been 4 or 5 months ago, but I got together with him a couple months ago, and I said, "This is it, Charlie, your last lines." And then we did all these lines, and then I went and I started assembling the film and animating new scenes, and then creating a couple of new shots and scenes. And then I was like, oh crap, I don't have any lines for these. So I went back to Charlie and he finished those out. And the gift of time, it allowed me to get to know the film and the transitions of the film, and I got to know it well enough where I was like, you know what would go good here is a voiceover. So I had Charlie do a few of those voiceovers.
That's the thing about working on films the way that you do is, you know, I mean, so many films are scripted, you know, they have a screenplay and I mean, even, you know, like mine, that's how I do it. I do the screenplay and don't do much ad lib, you know, trying not to, but I end up doing it, you know, I keep putting too much in because I'm having fun, you know, but yeah, you get to make you know, change so many changes as you're going along, and or not even, they're not changes, you're just making the film as you go.
There are also changes.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? You're creating as you go, you know.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And I'm also learning too, and I learned this from previous projects, that you fall in love with an idea, but if an idea is kind of not working, you've got to move on. You've got to just say, I mean, I can't force this idea.
Right.
And there's a couple of scenes that I had ideas for that where I'm like, there's a couple I'm proud of that were like, when I did them, I was like, not really my favorite part of this movie, that I went back and I corrected.
Right.
I fixed and I added to, and now maybe I'm biased, but those are like some of my favorite parts now, because they're so much better than they were before. So again, maybe I'm biased, but one thing I've been okay with is not watching this film so much that I just become completely used to it, like
Right.
numb. Like I still can watch it with pretty objective eyes because I don't watch it every day all the way through,
Right.
pieces.
Yeah,
So
that's so hard. You get in the weeds.
yeah, I'll tell you one thing, Paul, making a long movie like this, or over an hour, is easier because you can't go back and watch the hour.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you do, yeah, it
You just got to keep
automatically,
it moving. Huh?
just by default, um, you're going back and it's new to you because you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I did that. Like I forgot that Charlie Rossman was in this movie. And I was like, oh yeah, he's in this movie, 90% of it. And as well as Deacon Burns,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, challenges.
Mhm.
When I immediately think of what is the biggest challenge of this film, surprisingly, it is not the animation.
Mhm.
Because right now, out of those 88 shots for that one scene, I have about 20 left. And that's only in 3 or 4 sittings. I was able to catch up. Because I
How
have
do
this
you know? Now, wait a minute. You got 88 shots. How do you know you have 88 shots?
because I drew them all out. I assembled them. I
Okay.
assembled all the shots in a folder. Why tell you when I can show you? And by the way, speaking of shots, well, Dr. Hodges is here with his magical medicine kit. Line up, kids. That sounded terrible. Okay, hang on. I'm going to see if I can show you the folder. Share screen. Share window. Okay. You can see this now, right? Yes, you can. Okay, here's how Jimmy work.
All right.
So here, I'm going to give you the magic. See this right here where it says full fungus?
Okay.
That's my main folder.
Yeah.
I know all the hackers are watching now. These are all the scenes in the movie. Okay. When within this Oxnard bowl, I have Oxnard bowl art, Oxnard bowl audio, and Oxnard bowl movies. Art is where I put the artwork when something's been already animated. I drag it in there. Mm-hmm. Not the animated movie, but the artwork for it. For example, let me give you one that doesn't give it too much away. C. Okay. So there's this shot here. I haven't animated this yet. Cars going by on the 101 Oxnard Freeway right off the ocean. When I animate this and I'm done with it, I will drag it into Oxnard Bowl art. And then it falls off. So all of these that are not in there, meaning I have to animate these still.
Well, okay.
The ones I've done are in here.
Okay. So these are, so you got like one called Patch Kick.
Yes.
Is that like a background?
No, that's a scene where this character named Patch gets kicked in the face.
Okay.
So
you drew the all the elements of the scene in that one PSD.
Yes, all of the elements of the scene.
So you drew the background, the characters, all their arms.
I did those in Procreate, and then I import them in here. So so like a finished scene will look like this. I mean, a finished folder will look like this. Well, that's not a good one. Finished folder will look like this. There's nothing else. They're all in here. It's done.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's how I started doing this a few movies back. That's but nice. Like, if you go to movies, let me see.
I did a little bit of that, but not as organized.
So these are.
And plus, I can't. You drew out 88 scenes. You drew all the elements for 88. There's not really scenes, are they? 88.
Well, here's a scene.
Shots. Okay. 88 shots.
Yeah.
You drew it all out, but you didn't animate any of them.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of nuts. Like I don't think I could do that, especially as much as you got going on. Like I have to see something develops before I start the next thing, a little bit, at least a little bit.
Here's another little insight. This is something I do. I animate before I have the audio. Well, actually, I'm lying. I have the audio for this, but I don't match it up while I'm animating. So it just looks like this. Let me move this thing. It just looks like this.
I don't understand that part.
So I will go back and put, hey, man, why are you going to do like that, fool? Stupid. But I edit to the audio once I have this. I have a method that I use now to do this. What's great about this is it allows me to listen to music and podcasts and things when I animate.
Oh, okay.
And then the only time I'm actually working with the audio, matching it to the lip sync and all that, is when I'm in my editing program.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
What's the folder named Hot Babes? That is all of my Artcasters photos that I have, screenshots of the Artcasters.
Incriminating photos.
Yeah. I should show you guys Dr. Hodges' scene right now. I wonder if I can do that. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Would you like to see? Hey, kids, would you like to see Dr. Hodges' scene?
Oh, yeah, we would.
Yeah? Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me figure this out. All right. Present.
Please play it for us, Jimmy.
Okay. Well, why not? Let's do a little search here. Dr. Hodges, played by Gary Hodges. And let me set the scene up for you. It's Dr. Hodges gets a call in the middle of the night, turns on his lamp, and he's not alone in his bed.
Oh, man.
Yes, this is Dr. Hodges speaking. Did he take his meds? Well, then yes, of course, I'll be there right away.
Who was that?
That was a business associate. I need to go. Kelly, Armando, don't forget to arm the security system when you leave. And don't let the dogs out.
Okay.
Good man.
And that's when I won my first Oscar.
That's got to be the trailer, man, right there.
Well, that's Dr. Hodges is up to some hijinks and
Falling.
Yeah, so,
I love it. What's a movie without a good three-way?
they're in love. I don't. You're making it something dirty. So, all right. Scott says, "Is it a coincidence that the number of scenes you created are the same as the number of keys on a piano? It's like jazz; it all rhymes." What? Oh, by the way, that's a great point, Scott. Wow, I didn't think of that.
It all makes sense.
I want to show you how good of a musician I am.
The Illuminati. You can tell that this film is created by the Illuminati based on those numbers.
I'm going to show you all right now how talented of a musician I am and how, where is it? It's right here. Dang it. Hang on. Here it is. This is how talented of a musician I am. That's how I roll. Well, I still don't remember them by heart. So yeah, so that Dr. Hodges scenes.
That's great.
It's funny. One thing I'll say, creating that scene, Dr. Hodges appears in another scene, but I felt like we needed another scene to kind of show that he's freaky, because he's freaky, not in the same way, but he's kind of weird in the other scene.
Okay.
This establishes that he leads a certain lifestyle. Favorite thing, and I think probably the driving factor of that scene, that what made me want to do it, is when he goes, "Good man."
Oh yeah, that's great.
I love that so much.
Armando.
Yeah, Armando and Kelly. So see, Armando and Kelly and Dr. Hodges could have their own series. It would be
great. Oh my God, yeah! I can't wait to read the backstory on the book.
Yeah. So that's another thing I was talking to Paul about, is that I want to do a book with a lot of like character bios and backstories and stuff like that.
Armando and Kelly.
Yeah.
Get the scoop on those guys. Does she work at a Hooters?
Wow, I don't know. Kelly's.
I want her to work at a Hooters.
I think Kelly's got to be the daughter of a celebrity. So
Oh, okay.
I haven't figured out who yet, but it's probably somebody in the Lunaverse or the Luhanaverse or whatever.
That's fantastic.
I want to show you guys. Speaking of fantastic,
So wait a minute. What was the biggest challenge of the film? The challenge.
I didn't tell you. Okay, yeah. So it wasn't the animation, wasn't the drawing, it's definitely not the storyboarding, not making up the story. It is the audio. It's assembling the audio. It's pretty easy to do, but I mean, the function of assembling the audio is easy, but the finding of every file, because there's so many people,
Keeping it organized.
and I have it organized, but it's just nuts, man. And then what I do is I go in and I work out a scene and I number each of the audio, like, hello, number 1. Yes, this is Dr. Hodges, number 2, And that's time consuming. So,
all right, Jim, this is what we talk about quite a bit. I want to ask you something. This film seems like, I mean, do you feel like you're leveling up? Because, like, okay, I've made like 3 or 4, 5 films, something like that. The first one was like, really beginner. I'm making strides as I go along, right? Because I've only made a few. You've made, over 50 something. But I feel like everyone, especially like these big ones that you make, you're leveling up each time. How much do you feel like you're leveling up this time?
I mean, I do less than I probably think I am. Well, it doesn't make sense. More than I think I am. More than I think I am. Less than I think I am.
This reminds me of the conversation where I said, I hope you're right. And you go, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, we had a conversation earlier where I was just disagreeing with everything he said. And he goes, you're right, Jim. I go, no, I'm not right. I'm wrong. Because that's how we are. I think I'm leveling up, but probably not as much as I could have if I really, really, really pushed myself. But I don't want to really, really, really push myself. I wanted to live a good life.
Yeah.
And be a good human being. I don't want to be locked in a dungeon working on, although
right.
I say this a lot. When I first met Bill Plimpton,
mm-hmm.
You have to go like that. You have to make the effect. Lord of independent animation. When I first met Bill.
Can I do that? I guess not. I know I have an old.
You haven't sold your soul yet.
I guess not. Damn.
But
here's to you, Bill.
He told me, he goes, yeah, I can wake up early in the morning and draw all the way to lunch, and then have lunch, and then go back and draw till 10 or 11 at night.
Right.
I thought, wow, that's freaky. That's nuts. But I see what he means, because it's not like you're drawing a million drawings when you're working on animation. It has to work. And in order for it to work, it takes some planning.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes, you have to, I can't just, draw whatever I want. It's like, you got to, this next shot, it has to connect to this. And even though I don't animate on the ones,
right, he's doing a lot of animation,
a lot.
So repeated drawings, right?
He gets out of the car in a Bill Plimpton film. They open the door and get out of the car, and it's him walking, and the camera's falling. Yeah. In my films, you see a shot of the hand going towards the door, and the next shot they're out of the car, closing the door.
Well, what his do too is which is crazy because I've tried it. He's not just you're going up to the door and opening the door, right? But the angle of the camera is changing the whole time.
Yeah,
you're going up under the hand. The camera's going inside the car, and you're seeing it open. It's wild. He's got.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just
anyway.
It's the life choice I made.
Yeah.
So, but I do. I mean, I just by default, I feel like I'm leveling up. it's just it's in a different category. You know, it's a feature length animated film.
Right. Here's where I mean, I don't know because I haven't seen, you know, um, uh, I haven't, you know, I've just seen pieces like what everybody else sees on these. Hey man, how's your movie going? But a couple of things that it seemed like to me, like your cinematography type things, like just that scene with the bowling alley, you know, is it's just, well, you've always done well with that though. But the real thing is like it seems like say the basketball scene. I mean,
Mhm.
you've got these quick shots, and the story's moving along quickly. It's fast, you know.
Yeah.
And if the rest of the movie is like that, I mean, this thing is going to be, it's going to
Well,
be,
a lot of it is.
yeah.
Not all of it, but
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
I'm sure that, you know, that's another thing too, is like your storytelling, you know, because you go through those quick shots and that action and stuff that keeps the viewer engaged, and then you slow it down, you know.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that kind of roller coaster keeps the viewer engaged.
yeah.
And
Oh, I
I
just
mean,
want
I
to.
think that part that's got to be part of your leveling up, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And there's a couple of shots that I use
So
pretty
it's
good.
not like, you know, I figured out how to draw hands, you know, and now I'm
No,
so
not
much.
yet.
Yeah.
They all have hands like this. Gary said, "The more
This is
Dr.
great.
Hobbs' lines I was given, the more depraved and awful he became. I guess I should be flattered." So, yeah, that's actually true because I think when I first gave Gary this other scene of Dr. Hodges, he's given a diagnosis, and it's just like he's got his prognosis is an acute, you know, blah 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 laceration of the blood. It's just real, and then it started turning into like where he's popping pills.
So he went from like an ear, nose, and throat guy to a straight up proctologist, right?
He's an ear, nose, and deep throat guy. That's horrible. But yeah, Dr. Hodges just became very Rick James very fast. And then it went from him giving a diagnosis, a professional prognosis, to being in bed with a Mexican wrestler and a young starlet. So, yeah, what has happened in my life?
It's a straight line from one to the other.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I sent the oh, I should send. Hang on one second. Whilst I do this, we're going to watch something very special, and it features the power of one Chris Runciman, and I'd like you to enjoy.
Very powerful.
Get ready, adrenaline junkies. The Gopher Hole in Oxnard presents a one-night-only extravaganza. Join us as we host the legend himself, 11-time regional champion, Jazz Richardson, the Gopher Snake. He'll be signing his electrifying new book, I Smell Blood.
This is the Gopher Snake telling you to come down and see me, and I'll sign your book. Don't be a wimp.
Fans, this is your exclusive chance to meet the 10-pin maestro himself. Mark your calendars and head down to the Gopher Hole for an unforgettable night of strikes and pickups. Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Be there, Oxnard, and let's roll.
That sounds like, oh man, the wrestling guy, not Gordon Soley, but
Yeah, I don't know. You know
remember
what?
Gordon Soley? That's not who I'm thinking of, though.
When I had Chris do that, I said, Chris, use one of those like Sunday. I
Yeah,
don't know if he had that where you're from. But
Mean Gene Okerlund, that's who I was thinking of. Remember Mean Gene?
yes. Yes. I do not have a demented mind. Okay, I do. Or do I? Or do I? Or do we? I don't know.
Some person.
Some people say this, but yeah. So, I'm in the last 15 minutes. We may have a surprise. We may not have a surprise. I don't want to overpromise anything, but I did want to show some more stuff. let's see, I can play this now or later. All right, I'll play it now. 1 second. And I don't know what this means. It's a laughing box.
Yeah, it's this Circworks custom emoji.
No, yeah, but what is the icon? It's a laughing box.
And it's a laughing green box with
And then Chris Runciman wrote something.
eating grin.
I think this is Finnish, like this language, lol, right? Swedish, maybe, perhaps. All right. In the movie, in the full Fungus, there is a character named Carol Carlisle. She is the wife of Larry Carlisle. He is a game show host, pivotal character. And God, he was just laughing. I'm sorry. I don't know. So Carol Carlisle in this movie is the wife of, and she was actually an actress at one point, and that's hilarious. And she was in a movie called The Terminizer in the 80s. So I made a little. It plays. There's a clip of The Terminizer that plays in the movie.
Oh man, was Stu Radford in that one?
Might have been, but he's
He
not.
should be. He played like an extra.
He's in all my movies. He's probably in that movie.
Did you? You know, I watched a film, the Long Kiss Goodnight. What's it called? The Long Goodnight.
Yeah.
The Schwarzenegger was in that.
Oh wait, no, that's
The one with Elliot. What's his name? Elliot.
Oh yes, yes. You mean like a young Schwarzenegger as a cameo?
Yeah.
You're right, he is. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it wasn't like a cameo. It was like before he was famous. He didn't even get credit.
No, that's what I mean. It's like he's in it.
Yeah.
Really quick. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Elliot Gould. That's who played Philip Marlowe.
Yeah.
What's the name of that movie? The Long Goodbye.
Long Goodbye. That's a great movie. Gary and I bonded over that movie. You know, we both enjoy that. Yeah,
I just watched that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I would like to buy
the first time
on YouTube.
Anyway, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
I don't know if I can buy it on YouTube or not, but I would like to. That's one of those I would watch over and over. It's a long movie though, so it's a long goodbye. So,
yeah.
Okay, so Carol Carlisle in The Terminizer. I decided to make a little clip of the movie that plays in the movie. There's a lot of movies within the movie, TV within the movies. So I'm going to play a little bit of this real quick. All right. This is Carol Carlisle in The Terminizer. A little quick clip. Here we go. And actually, I'll take us out of here.
Ah, Val, my dear cyborg. How delightful of you to join me again. I trust you've had a chance to contemplate your fate. You're too late. I've already activated the Deathadron 3000 beam, and your Starfleet will be crushed. What do you have to say for yourself now, Val?
Time for you to die, Dr. Marzago. Say bye-bye. Weirdo.
Oscar worthy. The voice of Dr. Marzago or whatever my name was, that was me, and Lisa Huff, the talented Lisa Huff, which funnily enough, I assembled clips from some of my previous films, and you would think Lisa's in every single one of them because like all of the clips I picked, like she's in them. She's done quite a few voices for me, and she's hilarious. And she's a friend, has been a friend for a long time. But she's probably done 6 or 7 things for me. But they're like 6 or 7 of my favorite things. Yeah, so, yeah, she's really great. So she does a really good job. She plays a couple characters in this film. She plays Carol Carlisle and the bowling alley lady, which is really good. So,
Jim, I was just contemplating my next project, and and I have been ever since I finished my last one, and the thought of doing another movie, not in a bad way, but the hassle of dealing with people, getting their lines and stuff, compared to making a comic, there's no, you're all by yourself, the timeline, there's no, and it's not like if everybody's super cool about getting you their lines, it's still a hassle. Like you said, you got to organize all the audio files and everything.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I have the energy for it.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. So back to this. All right. We're going to go over Microsoft Excel now.
Spreadsheet.
Hold on, I lost my window. Okay, here we go. So I have all this stuff. So here's the audio. See this? This is unorganized audio. I have to lay all these out like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But they're all things like this.
Listen to me. We need to get out of here pronto. Exit stage left. Dude.
You want to hear? My friend Nisam plays this character named Keith. That it's just a real bit part. He does a lot of voices in this too. But there's one part where he's this like surfer character that wants to start a fight. And just listen to how good he does this. It's hilarious.
We could just step outside, man.
It's great. Oh my God.
I don't know if this line may or may not make it in the film. It might, but listen to this.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm talking about. I'm about peace, bro, but I'm not afraid of that war. You feel me, bro?
Yeah, and one more from him.
Like, I noticed you were side-eyeing me, man. And, if you want to, man, we can square off, man, and just settle this, man.
So that's me.
Oh my God. I think I can just picture him saying those lines, makes me laugh even harder.
There's a lot of weird little characters like that. And, I'm trying to get my brother Bob to do some lines for this. So he may do some lines for me. There's like 25 people in this film at least, at least bit parts here and there.
Yeah.
But I'd say
that's a lot. That's a lot, man. That's
because I keep collecting people.
He's a people collector.
I'm the collector. Let's
voice box collector.
Let's hear some Chris Ward clips. Y'all want some Chris Ward clips out there? I said, okay. Let's get some Chris Ward, the mighty Chris Ward. Somebody wake Chris Ward up because I'm going to play one of his clips. Let me find it real quick. Chris Ward's a really good, really hilarious dude, really good dude. I'm friends with him. I met him through Gary and sort of stole his love away, trying to steal it away from Gary. So it is only
got in between the two of them, huh?
Yeah, but that's okay because he's hilarious.
It's okay, Gary. That's what Jim does.
That's what I do. That's how I roll. Oh, what the hell? He's okay. I'm gonna play this one scene here because okay. Can you see this? You can't see the screen yet. Can you?
Mm-mm.
All right, hang on. Just a second, folks. Just a second. Carbon. Here we go. Okay. I think this will work.
What?
The things I do for love. All right, let me share this screen. Not this screen, buddy.
We can just see your mouse moving around.
I know. Sorry. I have to go share screen. Okay. And we can share screen. Entire screen. Let's do the entire screen. Let's see how this works. All right. If there's some horrendous echo on there, then okay. Here we go. This is that's one-page extravaganza. I'm gonna load. Oh, right here. Duh. Learn how to use the program, Jim. Okay. Okay. Who's ready for this? Is exclusive.
DIAMOND as in dumbass. This is my apartment, officer.
Were there any recent threats or disputes you're aware of which might be related to this?
I'm a PI. I believe this is related to a case I'm working on.
Regarding these two deceased suspects, do you have any prior relations or interactions with these individuals?
Never seen those guys before. Between you and me, I think these guys were working for Emiliano Koviak.
Hold on. These guys were working for Koviak? Full disclosure, some of us do work for Mr. Koviak as a side gig. I'm gonna need to make a phone call. This may not look good for you. I'm just being honest.
All right. I'm not, there's some spoiler stuff that comes up. So, anyways, that's a very serious scene from him, but that's Chris Ward. But
That's great.
I got some good with the first taste. Yeah, you guys will get some more. You have to pay for it. Like, so we got Dr. Hodges and Chris Ward. So yeah, so I have to drop the music into the film still. None of the scenes I'm working on. I'm doing the whole film without the music dropped in there.
Yeah.
Then I kind of pick which music goes for which scene,
Yeah.
which scene. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of work there. A lot of work.
I mean, watching this makes me want to work on animation, but
Don't do a feature.
yeah.
Stay away from the features.
But if I'm not going to do a feature, what's the point?
Oh, here I got some really good guests. Speaking of guest voice, I want to show you these real quick too, Paul. I got a couple of guys that you might recognize did these guest voices for me. Here we go.
It's very true, very true. Well, you boys seem to know a thing or two about music. What do you think about the new Mink Fungus record?
Oh, I think it's brilliant.
It's the best thing out there, if you ask me, and you just asked me.
Well, what do you think about his rumored mob ties? Does that change anything?
It's all just rumors.
There's no difference between the mob and the record companies, except the mob's nicer.
The mob's nicer.
Like my man Paul and his friend John. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had them
got those guys.
Little cameo for me.
Yeah, amazing. What a hassle to get Paul and John.
Yes.
Paul?
Yeah. Well,
I got
turn me on, dead man. Turn me on. So, as a matter of fact, hang on. Speaking of turn me on, dead man, turn me on. Look at this. What were the chances that would come up? Here, right here.
And when I played it backwards, it said, turn me on, dead man. Turn me on, dead man.
Yeah. Don't ask why I have that clip on my phone. So I think I was thinking that we would extend the show a little bit, but I'm actually going to end it at an hour in a little bit. Last call for questions, audience. So what would be a good summary where we're at with the movie, Paul? I'm in the last.
You're rounding third, headed for home.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I am just like this long holiday weekend. I will finish the Oxnard Bowl, the Gopher Hole.
Mm-hmm.
I'll finish that whole scene.
Yeah.
And I have a few scenes after that are really super fast because there's not a lot of animation. There's just
Right.
editing. And then rounding, like we're in literally the last steps of the film. Like I have one major shootout scene
Mm-hmm.
to do.
The last 90 feet.
Yeah. But the
sliding home head first, feet first.
There's not going to be as many shots, no pun intended,
Mm-hmm.
in the shootout scene, but there will be lots of
another thing too is you don't have a lot of gunplay in your films usually.
No, I limit. They're not like definitely like gun driven films, but they like when there's always a seedy crime element in the film, and sometimes that comes along with them. And this definitely comes along with these guys. I think we do have a question. I got a question. Does working on animation for so long do weird things with your mind? Yes, it does. It makes my mind happy, my mind free, and it makes my mind more loving.
Look, here's Jim. If I'm working on a comic, I can get up, like you've seen me on Saturday mornings. I get up early, right, 4 hours straight. If I'm working on a comic, and I get tired and I got to go lay down or do something else. I mean, I get so 4 hours straight is a long time.
Yeah.
But 2 hours is typical. I can sit down and work on it for an hour, no problem. It's a healthy kind of hobby to have. When I get to animating, I can sit there for 12 hours straight.
I know. Didn't you get like sick one time?
I had to go to the hospital.
That's ridiculous.
Because I got the back spasm from hunched over my drawing table.
I naturally wake up really early every morning because my wife has made me a morning person. I used to be a night owl, but I wake up just without an alarm, wake up really early. That's why when you're doing your Saturday morning cartoons, it was like 5 o'clock my time, 5:30.
Yeah.
And I would like my eyes open and be like, oh, Paul's probably on. And I just get my iPad and I draw for a little bit while you had you on the earbuds and I'm just drawing. And but sometimes I'll go to a coffee shop really early, like 6:15 in the morning, and I'll sit there till 10 a.m., 11 a.m. It's just straight drawing. And the great thing about that is you still have the rest of your day,
Right. To do what? Normal stuff?
To take a nap and be wiped out. No, I'm kidding. No.
Right.
No. Yeah, just to do life stuff.
I mean, have you ever done like marathon sessions where you kind of come up and you're like, oh, like you feel like you're in another world?
My internal battery is like after 4 hours, 5. I've done like 5 hours. After that, I'm just like, I'm done. Like I'm out. Yeah, I don't
know what it is, man. I just go psycho when it's not good. It's probably why I won't.
Yeah, I can't believe you did that. And then you got back spasms from that. There's another thing. Even at the coffee shop, I will get up and stretch or something like that. I'll do stretches where I'm bending over in front of everybody like that.
I'm picturing Jim Carrey on Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, my leg up here like that.
Some yoga moves.
Yeah. No, I will get up and stretch. But there's been times where like I had the entire day, like Leanne went to something for the whole day. Like she wasn't coming back till the night. And I had the whole day. And I could have gone to a coffee shop and spent 10 hours there drawing. But after like 4 hours, I was like, I'm done. Like I'm done. And then
I will say, like, for some person, and I think everybody that knows Jim, like the whole group and, all the artists that I know, I don't know you all very well, but I think we all can agree that Jim's like the most normal guy, most normal out of all of us, I think.
Yeah. All my weirdness is on the page or on the stage.
Yeah.
And I have a dark sense of humor, that's for sure. Very, very, like, sometimes inappropriate, but not. I'll knock on wood when I say this. I've never been reprimanded for my humor, ever. I've never been pulled aside, somebody going, you know what, it's not cool to say those things with, you didn't hurt my feelings or anything, but, like I've never had that happen. But I say things that, like, looking back, I'm like, wow, that could have been taken wrong, or what I mean? But I just have, since I was a kid, we had. I always say this: the school I went to a very mixed school, and we would joke. I mean, when you're a kid, you don't know better. You just joke about what the most common thing, which is probably a race, or a defect you might have.
Yeah.
And we would just attack each other all the time. Everybody attacked and
I don't think you could do that anymore. I don't know. I don't know though.
You probably shouldn't do that anymore. We have evolved. But looking back, like if you find some of the drawings I did of my friends and the ones they did of me, those are totally like hate crimes. We could be like arrested as children. You're really, really bad.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But also some of those funny memories I have as a kid. And I was a victim of some of them, so it's not like me being a bully.
Right.
Some of the funniest things I've ever laughed at were done to me.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything behind it. And I'm not saying everybody should be like that, but we'd have a better world if we were.
And you're the most normal artist that I know.
I mean, you know why, Paul? Is because like I've always drawn since I was 3 or 4. I've always drawn. The first thing I thing that they ever saved of what I drew, I remember this. It was an ink drawing of Batman, and I was like maybe 4 years old, 3.5, 4, and my sister colored it with watercolor, so it looked really cool.
Yeah,
it had ears and a cape, and I've always drawn, but equally, I've always liked music. So I think that's what normals me out. Because
music?
Because I mean, as much as I'm not all art all the time. Like I have other interests that I like to do.
Right.
That's why I do animated films, because I like films and I like art, like music.
I'm going to recreate one of my earliest drawings.
It better not be a swastika.
So, hold on, I'm going to recreate this.
All right. And while Paul does that, I'll just remind you that Detective Perez Autotropolis is available on Amazon or at your finer head shops around your neighborhood. Smoke shops, gun shops, adult animation shops.
Okay, hold on.
It really is your best book, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely your best book. Speaking of leveling up, your worst book is this one.
All right, this is no joke. This is pretty close.
What is it? Is that like a wiener?
Yeah. I was like a little kid. Yeah. I wish I still had it, but I don't know where it went.
Is that a drawing of your older neighbor?
That's right.
Would come have you go to his house? Mr. Witherspoon?
Got home from Sunday school and made this drawing.
Paul, what is this? That's Uncle George. That is bizarre. That is bizarre, and more bizarre that you recreated as an adult. So.
I think I like this guy. He's kind of funny. He runs into himself with the wiener. Yeah, it's the struggle is real. I can tell you as you get older.
Make everyone uncomfortable and really want to help you seek therapy. So, man.
Yeah.
Well, I did this. Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome for that.
Just thank you for that. We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to call it a night. But before we do, we're going to play a couple of commercials from our sponsor. How about that?
Okay.
We have a couple of sponsors tonight.
Taco.
Where else can you get family fun in Frankfurters?
Taco.
Holy friholies! Taco Dog is rad!
Taco Dog. Try our new dog starter with beans, rice, and sour cream. Taco Dog. It's whooping good. Our newest location.
You're an American original, my friend. You don't want anything that tastes half-ass, especially your beer. You want the American flavor! Do you want some foreign beer ballet dancing around your taste buds? I don't think so. You want the American flavor! You want the American flavor. Old Gold Beer. Taste the pride.
Classic. And one more before we go. I want to replay Christopher Runciman's great Gopher Hole. If you guys can make it to the Gopher Hole, he's going to be the Gopher Snake's going to be there signing his book, I Smell Blood. So I'm going to play this and then we'll go.
Get ready, adrenaline junkies. The Gopher Hole in Oxnard presents a one-night-only extravaganza. Join us as we host the legend himself, 11-time regional champion, Jazz Richardson, the Gopher Snake. He'll be signing his electrifying new book, I Smell Blood.
This is the Gopher Snake telling you to come down and see me, and I'll sign your book. Don't be a wimp.
Fans, this is your exclusive chance to meet the 10-pin maestro himself. Mark your calendars and head down to the Gopher Hole for an unforgettable night of strikes and pickups. Don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Be there, Oxnard, and let's roll.
Let's roll.
Let's roll.
All right, Jim, when's the next hey man, how's your movie going? When's the next one coming out?
Oh, again, if you go back to some of the early episodes, I said these would be fewer and farther between because I'd be really in the midst.
I know you're not committing to anything. But.
Yeah, I'd say probably in a few weeks from now. Probably when I'm getting to the shootout scene, which will probably be in a couple weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, probably about a month.
Cool. Hey, did you want to tell everybody about Animation Plus?
This will be the last thing. Good catch, Paul, because I totally forgot. So here's the big news I was teasing. Share screen again. Share screen. Okay, how are we going to do this? Close all inappropriate windows. All right, this is the one I want. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Animation Plus. So Animation Plus is what they call a fast channel, meaning it's just basically a network like that you get. For example, if you were to go to Tubi, there's all kinds of channels on there. And here's the gardening channel, and here's the all crime network, and here's Animation Plus is one of those channels. For the next 6 months, it's going to be exclusively on, and it is right now as we speak, exclusively on Samsung. What is that? Samsung TV, their channel, their network, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to buy an LG, and then stuff turned out I bought a Samsung. And then
So if you have a Samsung,
turned it on, and there was Animation Plus.
Yeah, it's a channel on there. Well, my animation is going to be playing on there. So
yeah, that's pretty exciting.
I have a deal with these dudes, and they have they licensed out a bunch of my stuff. So it'd be interesting to see how they present it. I'm guessing it'll probably be in some kind of block of programming. I don't know, but anyways, and then in 6 months, it's going to be on Tubi and Freevee and a bunch of other platforms. So it's going to really expand. You don't have to have Samsung. But Animation Plus, and they have some really, really heavy hitters in the independent animated comedy genre. Like they have Sick Animation. Sick Animation is on there. They signed with them. Carson Mell, who's one of my favorite creators, is on there. The guys from Cyanide and Happiness, Meat Canyon, Joe Kappa, who's amazing and hilarious. His animations are on there. So there's a bunch of dudes, and I was one of the
pretty awesome. Congrats.
Founding fathers of this whole thing. I'm one of the first people they signed on there. So I'm honored, happy, excited. I can't wait to see more on there.
Go buy a Samsung TV.
Go buy like 3 or 4 Samsung TVs. Again, I'll let you guys know when. For one, this is only 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old. They've only been on for that long, and they're working out all the technical stuff. And I'm sure they're probably rerunning a lot of programming right now. But as they go, they're going to add more and more and more. And that's when I think they'll add. And possibly, I don't know if this is going to happen. Maybe we'll see. But the full Fungus might end up on there.
Oh.
And there's a very good chance of that. But we'll see. We're going to see what happens with that. But I'm very thrilled to be part of it and honored to be amongst those other animators. Like, I think it's such a cool idea. So Animation Plus, go check that out.
Yeah.
Go follow them on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff too. And subscribe to Paul Pate. Paul what's your Instagram?
Pate_Paul, I think.
What? Pate. How about this? Comics.
Pate Paul, or yeah, Paul Pate Comics.
Go look this up on Instagram. Just do a search for that, or Google it, and just follow Paul on everything. If he tells you to go into a burning building with him, you follow him in the burning building.
Follow me.
Follow him. Yes. Don't forget counterclockwise.com. Don't forget CoreyKerr.com. TomRacineVoice.com. I'm just clicking everything I have. Don't forget to go watch Seven Smiles. JimLuhan.com.
There's one. Why do you have that on there?
What's that? Seven Smiles?
JimLuhan.com.
It's random. But anyways, yeah, go there. And then again, Full Fungus. If you're a patron of mine, you get a bunch of exclusive stuff. There's already some music from the Full Fungus up on my Patreon. There's a few songs, and there's some other stuff that I have.
A little BTS action.
A little BTS action, yeah. Behind the scenes. I thought you meant the K-pop group. I'm like, okay. So, do you even know who BTS is? Google them. So, anyways, Paul, thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Thanks.
I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody that tuned in and commented and stuff like that. So, and last words, damn, mine's an LG. I have a Samsung Blu-ray. Good luck. Well, maybe you can get it on there. Who knows? But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it all works. But yeah, I had to sign into Samsung. You had to create an account and stuff just to get the damn TV to work.
I appreciate. Thank you for letting me do this update, everybody. I just wanted you to know where the movie is. It's getting there, and
come on, you can do it. I'm
like
the third base coach, round the third.
No regrets. No regrets, man. I'm having fun doing this movie, but I'm not going to do another movie right away. I'll do a series, but not a movie right away. So, cool. All right, man. Well, have a good one.
Good night, Jim. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Everybody. Remember, keep your feet on the ground and your head in the clouds.